Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. All right, well, today, feeling the pinch. My advertising agency that I've been using, they weren't able to get paid today, so they asked me, like, hey, can we double check on some payment side of things? And I said, yeah, absolutely, we can do that. And I paid off the credit card, technically, like a month ago, when I paid it off twice. And so the $10,000 limit, we spent $8,000. I paid it off the $8,000, and then I paid it twice, so then I had like an $8,000 surplus. And so my vendor's like, hey, trying to process the payment for the month, and it didn't go through. So I contacted the bank, and long story short, it's weird. I don't know if this is normal, but the bank said, sorry, I gotta switch something over for work here. The bank said, even though like I've covered the cards and the charges, for some reason they're only gonna process much dollar volume through it. So like, even if I pay like $8,000 and then $8,000 in expenses, they're only going to allow me to run $10,000 through everything, which was kind of strange. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, what can we do? And they said, well, we could look to get you a line of credit. We could look to get you like a line of credit or do something similar. So I'm like, okay, well, let's raise the line of credit. So, all right, well, it's going to be a personal hard inquiry on both you and the business. And so I have a really great credit score. I've worked like my whole life. Like I subscribe to the fact that like credit can give you access to things, and all of a sudden now it's getting a little tight because now my personal credit's potentially on the line here. And so that's a little spooky for me. And so I just told them like, hey, yeah, we can do a personal poll, a hard inquiry. It'll help keep the finances in the business side, not on the personal side. So did a hard inquiry, got a 3. They did a $3,000 credit limit increase. So that was nice. Sorry, I'm finishing up some stuff for work and things are just acting really weird. And right now things are just getting kind of tight. And so did a personal hard pull, got a credit limit increase. So that was really nice. And then, sorry, I should have just finished up my work stuff. I'm trying to finish up the work day and get this recording out. So my credit score took another inquiry. That's a lot of inquiries because it's just been doing so much. But we got the additional funds, so I'll be able to pay off the vendor. My staff can order more protein supplement stuff, which is really nice. But you can probably hear my voice, like, just, it's tough. There's so much right now. Trying to keep the business going. We're doing a tech migration, and corporate is forcing it to go through, and my staff is scrambling, and I screwed up because I didn't get the training videos out to my team. One of my staff wanted a month of training and like how this all works. I'm like, sorry, I screwed up. I didn't get that to you. I am sorry. I screwed that up. And so now they're not really communicating with me, which is really frustrating. Hopefully the members are not disrupted from all this, and finances are pinched. There's a little bit of lines of credit left, and work's been a lot, and I've been putting a lot of time at my job, because that's where my focus needs to be. So we shall see. I may have to make some switches on vendors I use. I was talking with someone in a different industry today, and I was talking to them like, hey, here's where we are. Here's where we're at. And then we walked through some of the expenses, and he said, well, hey, you need to completely remove this other vendor. I said, but I need that vendor. Like, no, the way I see it, you can do some alternative stuff and hopefully replace them. But no, like, just by cutting out that vendor, you might be in an okay spot. I'm like, gosh, I don't want to lose a key vendor of mine. I might have to. So I'm trying to avoid that. So yeah, that's where we're at. Don't want to communicate that everything is easy going. I did a social post today. I intentionally made sure the right people saw it and wanting to make sure like the story can get out so that people don't go through this if they don't have to. So somehow, some way, this is all going to pan out and it'll be all good. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going. It's 5:40. Hopefully I'll be done with work in a half hour. Hang out with the fam for an hour, maybe 2. No, probably an hour because it's almost bedtime. And then get back on the computer so I can try to keep my projects moving along. That's where we're at. That's where we're going. Let's rock and roll. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.